Hopefully he gets the lead and he's going to attack.
This place is packed to the
hello guys, it is time for the Spanish Grand Prix, the first European race of the Motogp 2025 season. And there's a shock on pole as Fabio Quartararo takes pole as we're about to start the sprint. Here we go, 12 laps ahead of us. Marquez and Bagnaia on the front row, 12 laps ahead of us. Quartararo on pole position. It's go! That's a good start from Quartararo, better one from Marquez as he takes the lead. And Quartararo getting back on the inside. That's aggressive from El Diablo. He's retaking the lead. It's really good to see El Diablo back up here, and he still leads. Quartararo still leads. And Aldeguer battles, I think, with Pedro Acosta, I believe that is, or Mami Vinales.
To the inside, dive back up, let the brake off, make Mark sit up, and like
yeah.
I say, now watch these lines. He's going to go from curb to curb.
Yeah, Quartararo will.
Corner speed and get an advantage.
This is the problem point for him, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the straight. This is the problem point for El Diablo. The straight.
Mark lurking behind him, and look at him pull across the track, trying to finish up the corner.
Yeah.
No way through for Mark Marquez.
No way through for Mark Marquez. You had to shout him, pal. Did you know, yeah? Yeah. Bagnaia down the fourth.
But Marquez just sitting tight at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 12 laps.
Do anything too silly. And you can
Oh, Aldeguer, that's aggressive on Frankie Morbidelli.
Best qualifying position, 7.
That's aggressive. On the inside of him at turn 10.
He's aggressive. He's 20 years old and he's
yeah, he's 20.
nothing to lose.
He's got nothing to lose as the young rookie.
Is a rookie on a mission, isn't he? In front of
Quartararo still leads. The Frenchman is on it. On the Yamaha. Don't forget, in 2 weeks' time, I think it's his home Grand Prix. Oh, that's a moment for Aldeguer. He nearly went down. Turn 11, actually. So it was turn 8, I believe. Yeah. Quartararo might have enough down the straight here. If he converts this into a race win, this will be some performance from El Diablo. Lap 2.
And that's like, it's almost plan A achieved. 1 clear lap in the lead. It's in his pit board, it'll say +0, but he's going to have to risk using his sweeping lines. If he goes slightly defensive,
have to risk it.
He's going to lose his pace and he will end up getting past.
Yeah.
Right on the back of Aldeguer.
That's the problem.
And
this is one too, where
It was huge, honestly. The rear stepped out on him. Oh, he was very, very lucky to save that.
I feel like
Mark Marquez might have Quartararo here. Lap 2. Halfway through lap 2, and look at this. Here comes Mark Marquez.
I mean, that is a V4 engine against an
inline 4 engine. Oh, he's down! That's not. Oh. Yeah, Quartararo from second. He's been so well this weekend.
He was trying to tough it out. He knew he was going to have to relinquish, but on a wider line, just went down.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately the speed difference is so great. You got a graphic example. He's slightly wide there.
Yeah, like Quartararo's slightly wide.
Sort of being greedy then. He's not prepared to go wide and lose a load of time.
He wasn't prepared to go wide. No, it's Marquez from Alex.
How do you defend when you've got such a speed advantage?
That's a big shame, but Quartararo just crashed out from second.
To develop this V4 even quicker.
Yeah.
The inline 4 is fastest on a 1 lap. The Yamaha is fastest in qualifying when there's no other bikes in front of you.
Yeah, true.
When there are other bikes you're racing, it's the same old
the crowd cheering for Mark.
You just cannot keep them at bay.
Yeah, you can't keep the others at bay. Wait, in a race. Alex Marquez.
Was fastest yesterday. Alex Marquez into second place now.
Yeah.
Can we see him challenge his brother?
Can we see Alex challenge Mark? We'll see.
To this point, throughout the weekend, he's got the exact same race pace as his brother. He gets to see his brother's data. He knows where Mark is faster than him. It's around these parts of the track, the left-hand corners. But Alex is better on the turns, the fast rights, turns 11 and 12 especially.
Actually, I won't. Let me do it. All right.
You know, we've got all these in the annals of history, final corner moments. You know, between whether it be doing Crivier, Rossi Gibernau,
doing Crivier, Rossi Gibernau, Marquez Bagnaia, Marquez Lorenzo as well, and Quartararo Bagnaia. Yeah.
Maverick Vinales doing his best to keep.
Vinales doing his best to keep Bezzecchi at bay.
He has just got through on him as Vinales. There is Mir.
Let's try Mir in 9th.
Final point scoring position.
Ahead of Acosta and Zarco. Di Giannantonio having a look at Aldeguer.
With Di Giannantonio all over the back of him.
Aldeguer should not be in this race, honestly.
Yeah.
You just see
That was some save by Aldeguer though. I turned around, that was some save.
He's lucky, a lucky man. Obviously it takes a lot of skill as well to service like that.
Yeah.
It cost him all that time.
It takes a lot of skill to save something like that.
With
Vignales sliding.
The gap was 0.6 coming up to the two fast right-handers. It came down to 0.4 between Mark and Alex, and then it goes back out after the final corner. But Alex is definitely quick.
Half a second the gap between Mark and Alex as Di Giannantonio had a sniff at Aldeguer. Mark Marquez now the fastest rider on circuit.
Yeah, that's not hanging about.
Yeah, he's not hanging about his mark.
Too hot. The wind, the breeze from yesterday that was floating around is gone. So these are ideal conditions to set some decent lap times.
Yeah, that's true. In decent conditions to set some good lap times. Mark's got the gap to 0.8 of a second over his brother Alex.
But it doesn't. He's at the end of the straight as we just see Di Giannantonio come on to.
The gap at 0.7 almost. It's just under 0.8 actually. Zarco and Binder having a look at each other. As Binder looks trying to get ahead of Zarco for 11th. Yeah, KTM have not been good so far this year. I think they've got a worse bike personally, or Yamaha. Maybe even Aprilia, but Bezzecchi's at the 8th, so I doubt it. Well, Binder's having a look at Zarco, but Zarco got it covered. That is true, that's a massive shame for Quartararo. After a weekend he had, getting pole position, that was such a shame for him. But tomorrow he's got another chance. I think tomorrow he's going to try and at least get a top 5. That's what I'm going to try and say. I think the least he can get now tomorrow is a top 5 finish. But he's pushing on at Yamaha, he is. Every race he's pushing to his max, that 5.
We thought it would suit Marquez down to a T, didn't we?
Yeah.
Jorge Martin became the king of the sprint. Actually, Pecco Bagnaia won more.
Yeah, Bagnaia did, but now Marquez is the king of the sprints. Yeah, Quartararo, that's such a shame.
You feel for Fabio, and
yeah,
I do, honestly.
I feel for him, I do.
It's that frustration, he realises he's in the braking zone. Look, you can see the bike's protesting, it's moving around a lot.
The bike's like, stop pushing too hard, Fabio!
Pretty early as well.
I think Fabio's like, shut up, I can do what I want!
And just about the pass that Mark did, everything right, wasn't it? He levelled Fabio. Yeah, and let Fabio know he was there.
Yeah.
But put the bike, and Fabio had to relinquish.
Yeah, that
Fabio
was
did.
Angle, to be honest, then you can see from the inside that he's a metre wide. He left Fabio enough room.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Between when you battle Ducati with a demon Marquez on it, you know you're doomed.
You know, a lot of the riders have said they feel it's either dusty or a little bit of seepage through that corner.
Yeah, it is the pressure.
This is the battle for second now.
Jack Miller. Second Yamaha out of this race. But so far, the 2 crashes in this sprint have been by the Yamahas of Miller and Quartararo. Obviously, Miller on the Pramac Yamaha.
This weekend, it's a pinch point where Fabio crashed.
The same point where Quartararo went out.
It's at the end of the straight.
Marquez got the gap to over a second now.
So call it a straight. It's the slowest straight of the year.
As Alex Marquez has got Bagnaia at 0.6 behind him.
Yeah. If you think they were doing 220 miles an hour in Qatar.
As the crowd's starting to watch Mark and Alex go 1 and 2. Morbidelli's got a track limits warning, it looks like. So it looks like Morbidelli can't exceed track limits much anymore, otherwise he'll get a long lap penalty. It's up 6.
Alex Marquez on that lap a fraction quicker than his brother, so he's closed the gap.
Alex a fraction quicker than Mark. Yeah, Morbidelli, track limits warning. I noticed that before lap 6 started.
2 chances in.
So Bezzecchi there behind Vignales. Bezzecchi's done alright this sprint so far, despite the fact that Aprilia's not been as fast. Ah, it's Zarco. Zarco's gone down. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Zarco down.
Positive to get through to Q2, 4th row of the grid.
So if I can't respond to your chatting time, it's a bit delayed on the stream compared to Streamlabs. About, I think I'll say 20 seconds delayed.
And a lot of front end crashes.
Yeah, we're seeing a few of those this weekend. We've seen Alex Marquez and Frankie Morbidelli have those, and Pecco Bagnaia have all the front end crashes. Bagnaia is doing pretty good for himself. He rode brilliantly in Qatar, got second on the KTM until the tyre pressure penalty cost him, which I think is a stupid rule personally. But it's good to see Vinales actually battling the top 10 and be the top KTM.
He comes through the fast corners again, backing up what he showed
Yeah.
as the top KTM in this race, backing up his performances from Qatar.
Yeah, he's backing up those. Lap 7 it is now, with Marquez just about crossing the line now.
With Vinales there in 7th.
I guess 1.2 between him and Alex.
And with the Yamaha on pole, and we sort of said
Yeah.
in terms of race pace, actually there's a few more in the mix.
Well, Vinales a bit wide, but I think he gets the exit. Yeah, he does.
The Ducatis then are just, they've got the weapon to deal with.
Yeah.
They've just got the better balance, it seems.
Yeah, Ducati
They're
do.
strong in all areas, really good in the
It's strong in
braking.
all areas for Ducati. Well, Yamaha is mostly a corner, cornering beast.
Years ago, and it is years ago when you,
Obviously,
if you think of
Yamaha
Ducati,
might be switching to a
this was
V4
Ducati's
soon.
nemesis as a
I
race
really think they should
race.
skip
Look at-
switching to a V4 for 2026 and then focus on the 2027 V4.
Long hanging corners.
That's what I think Yamaha should do.
Its DNA did not turn.
Try and put all their resources into the
Once
2027
Yuki starts to work his magic,
engine.
and,
As Gianantonio goes a bit wide in turn 6,
really well.
the Danny Pedrosa corner.
The electronics and the engine working perfect. The bike started to turn, it was fast, it stopped, it does everything.
Yeah,
It's hard, well, it's the best motorcycle ever made.
it
It's
is.
as simple as that if you look at it. And this race really backs it up with the top 6 places.
Yeah, the top 6, all
All
Ducati.
Ducatis.
It's all the Ducatis actually.
In that third split, which is his sector.
Yeah, all the 6 Ducatis in the top 6. There's a KTM, Aprilia and Honda. So John Mears at a battle here for P7. Mears showed some good pace this year, but obviously he's been crashing again. But he has showed some good pace this year on that Honda. But Honda looks so much better compared to last year. Binder's got ahead of Zarco. Obviously Zarco crashed, so Binder will automatically get ahead. It's lap 8.
I want a quick word on him, Neil. I know we're not seeing him on screen, but in 3rd place, sprint again.
Yeah, sprint being Bagnaia's downfall again.
Not able to do anything about it.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
go in 12th.
his lap times and sit there. Comments
On
yesterday
the
from
Trackhouse, the other
Bagnaia is he
rookie,
can't wait for
the
Monza
reigning Moto2 world
to
champion.
do the test. There's some parts to try. He's not happy with the way the bike enters the corner in the braking
Yeah.
zone. Doesn't feel like his bike from last year. He's not as comfortable. And
Yeah,
it-
Bagnaia
it's
isn't
like that.
as pleased with the
Doesn't
GP25 compared to the
sound,
GP24.
I mean, this isn't going to be the right word, I don't think. But
A bit
does it
wide for
sound
Marquez.
like you're already thinking it's wide there. That's gone wrong. That's gone wrong then it's turn 6.
Yeah.
A big moment there yesterday, almost out of the saddle.
Yeah, Marquez did. He saved it though.
Sound like
I was on my mate's today, so I couldn't watch practice, but I saw the results on Flash on the Flash score.
Alex is doing on the GP24. I haven't quite got that feeling, and so you know you're almost talking yourself into a kind of position.
I
Yeah.
couldn't agree more. Actually, if he obviously qualified on the front row of the grid in his interview, was really negative towards the race.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong,
surprised.
it's hard not to be when you're coming against this man.
Yeah,
There was a bit of a moment at turn 6 we saw there again, tipping into the 3rd.
Yeah,
the
gonna-
front just looks
Yeah.
like in this race it's just going to start to cause a few issues.
And I lost
Yeah,
the
Mark
time
is still
on the
leading, though.
He did
despite the front causing a few issues, but he's so confident on that bike. He is. This is the best Marquez we've seen ever since 2019. Like,
in the second split.
he just looks unstoppable this season.
200s quicker than
Even Qatar with a loose rear winglet, one of the rear winglets off, he still won the race.
he had time to have a look around.
Yeah, that
This
mistake,
just
that-
shows
that's-
how much of a monster he actually is.
You miss an apex like Mark did through there. I'll tell you what, Alex Marquez taking a lot of curve at turn 3.
Yeah,
A little bit more
Alex
than I would
Marquez
like
is
to.
actually.
Can really upset the bike.
There's Morbidelli in 4th. Morbidelli's about, like, I'd say 3 seconds off the lead, maybe nearly 4 seconds off the lead, and there's Aldiger in 5th, doing a great job on the other Grassini.
The air bike.
Of course, it did take Aldiger a few races to get his mojo together on the GP24, but he's so good together now.
Bounce back from that as Frankie Morbidelli.
I can't feel like if the other Ducatis were to crash out of the top 4 in one of the races, Aldiger could then become the youngest ever winner.
Job from him back
Because I can't feel like he can be one of the fastest riders on the grid. There's Valentino Rossi,
and again
the legend.
in 5th here. the rookie. Just trying to
Watching the
move
rookie
away.
and
Impressive, really
his riders go around the Jerez circuit.
You know, on a stage like this, in front of a sellout crowd.
Yeah. I think it's doing really well, his home race.
Gian Antonio just been off colour this weekend.
Gian Antonio in sixth.
No, we had a top 8. Where was it? We had the 8 Ducatis in a sprint. Was it Thailand last year? There was
Yeah,
somewhere
Thailand last year was when we had all Ducatis in the top 8.
Ducatis in line, and looks like we're going to get it here.
Yeah. So we're going to get
Just spreading out a bit.
today as well.
As it can do here in Jerez, we have seen that.
Unless
on
something
occasion.
crazy was to happen. Yeah, Marquez on it.
There's Vinales
5
in
years.
7th.
It's Danny Pedrosa.
Remember, Danny Pedrosa took a podium here in the sprint, but it was very
Oh, yeah.
different conditions, wasn't it? A
Yeah,
year-
damn patches all over the circuit that
so
was. Where we saw
it's not as hard
Mark,
as you might
Alex,
expect.
Banyaya,
But last year, there were
and-
patches of
and
water
loads of other
seeping
crash.
through the track.
Yeah.
There were loads of
Yeah,
crashes in
all
that
the
sprint.
patches, it was, that was a
And then with
strange
Martin
race.
winning.
So many people crashed. Well, a whole
Yeah.
field crashed, didn't they? On the weird damp patch.
Yeah, half field crashed. If that was on the whole Sunday, I think we'll probably see like 75% of the grid crashing.
Top left, Marquez out front. You can watch him from the helicopter as the rest.
That's what I think.
through Danny
If there was
Pedrosa's
damp patches
corner.
for 25 laps around Jerez, I bet you would see like over
I wouldn't
3/4
fancy
of the field crashing.
Australia here at the moment, just with its instability.
If it was like last year's
Like an
sprint.
bike, and when we talk about this being quite a front-endy circuit,
Yeah.
not what you want.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Especially when you think of the fast, sort of flat cambered turns 11 and 12 through
Yeah.
those corners. We were comparing it this morning to the KTM. The KTM looks really planted, as does the
Yeah,
Ducati.
KTM does. And the
The
Ducati.
Aprilia looks like a handful. Very twitchy.
Direction
It's
of
top good.
KTM. All 4 riders sounding like they've got different
Yeah,
directions.
Aldeguer is
We've
looking more
got
comfortable
Binder's taken
with the Gracini in
some
the
of
last couple of
balance
races.
Suggestions from Maverick Vinales' bike, but how do they know the
About to start lap
directions?
11 is Marc Marquez. 2 laps to go
It's
in this
so tricky
Tiso sprint
because
as the
you've
battle
got
for 11th
four
rages on
talented
between
riders
Binder
running in
and
KTM.
Ayagura. Could get a Costa into this battle for 10th as well. Should call it a battle for 10th, but
And
I think Acosta's
all
safe for
enough
now.
experience to warrant demanding that.
Unless there's a crash, then that's probably going to
So
clip.
is he managing things? 2 laps to go in the sprint race.
I think he's managing it. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
down
Mark's
to a
managing it.
second across the line.
Yeah, he lost 0.3 to his brother on that lap.
Yeah, Mark
I think
kind
yeah,
of looks like he's managing this
he's
now.
got it back up to 1.2. Hey, I agree with
About
the
Aldeguer
second
again,
invitation,
it
so
does
I've
take
got,
you a couple of
I
races
think
if you make your debut in MotoGP to get comfortable with your machinery. Especially if you want a best bike, then it will get comfortable after, like, I think a race or two.
2 people who like to back it
As it
in.
has shown in previous years, like Marquez took him a while to get comfortable on the
Just think back to
GP23.
a couple of years ago, Brad Binder and Jack Miller battling
And it took,
against Pecco
who else did
Bagnaia
it take comfortable
for
on?
the win
Lorenzo
here.
on the Honda, he never got comfortable on that
And
thing
it-
because
how
that thing was
Just
Marquez
the
built.
fortunes have diverged.
So he never got comfortable on that did Jorge Lorenzo. And that bike basically retired him.
At that moment, Ducati were in 5th gear, not 6th, and they just found more performance from their 23
Yeah.
Ducati, didn't they? Sorry, the 24 Ducati was the big step last year's.
Yeah, the 24 GK was a big step over the 23 GK.
Nieto Pelucchi
I mean, it's just amazing how Marquez on the 23 GK against the 24s managed to get 3rd in the championship. I mean, that just showed last season how good he was and showed he still had it. And this season shows exactly that, he still got it. As we start the final lap at the sprint.
On his right-hand side.
It's a nightmare for all his opponents, I'll tell you what it is. It's a dream for Mark.
1 lap to go. And just listen
Last
to the
lap,
crowd.
listen to the crowd.
We say the crowd figures are up. And Marquez is the big factor in that, isn't he?
Yeah, Marquez is a big factor.
Is Mark winning races, winning the
Yeah,
sprint.
it's Mark
and going
winning
on to win
the
tomorrow.
sprint
From what you've
and main
seen
Grand Prix.
in
Man
this,
lost the 100%
race
pole
today,
record in qualifying earlier, but
strategies
he's
gonna
going
have
to keep up
pick
his
up
100%
tomorrow,
sprint
including
record.
Quartararo.
Yeah, well, mainly, you look at Pecco, he's normally better in the longer races.
Yeah,
but,
Pecco usually is, so Pecco could
he's not
be
even got
a
close
threat
to
tomorrow.
Mark at any point, has he? Mark's
So can we see a repeat tomorrow of what we saw in 2024 between Marquez and Bagnaia?
7 out of 8.
That last year's GP23 against 24, but this one's 25 against 25.
5th sprint win.
Every time I see someone going to turn 6, I kind of think they're going down if they
Of course, not from pole
do different with the
position this
braking.
time, but
Turning a bit
rookies,
earlier. I
8
kind of feel like then they could be going down, but they don't.
9 races,
We've seen that happen
including the
many times
sprints.
over the years in turn 6. Turn 6 is the most popular crash point in Jerez, I think.
Into the step. We listen to the crowd.
Yeah, listen to a roar for Mark and Alex. Manly for Mark.
A rapturous welcome for their hero on his
Yeah.
final lap. At least, unlike with Alex Crouvier back in the day, they're not on the track.
Yeah. Yeah, 19. Was that 96 or 97? I can't remember. It wasn't 98, I don't think. I think it was 96. I'll have to have a look. But anyway, into the Jorge Lorenzo corner comes Mark and Alex for another Marquez 1-2. Yeah, he's done it again. 5 out of 5 sprints in 2025 for Marc Marquez. Come on! Alex Marquez makes another Marquez 1-2. Yeah. 4th time this season in the sprint where we've seen Mark and Alex finish 1 and 2. Mark is on fire. Yeah, Mark's on fire. Mark's on fire, Alex is on fire, Ducati on fire, and it's another win for Marc Marquez in the sprint. See you all guys tomorrow for the main race. Smash the like button, subscribe if anyone's new, it's totally if you signed in, and turn the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos / streams coming up. And if you guys subscribe to Genside Plus, if you're football fans, I will do a Watchalong at 5:15 to Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. So I'll see you all then, if you subscribe to Genside Plus of course. But if you don't watch football, I'll see you all tomorrow for a main race. See you then. Hope you all have a great